I'd like to commend all the faculty members and school administrators and, principals and Dr. Zurillo for the phenomenal job they did to prepare for the start of the new school year. Okay, thank you very much. And next, report of the superintendent, Dr. Zurillo.
Thank you, Ms. Min. I echo those comments and sentiments. Our successful opening was a credit due to first and foremost families, parents, guardians, our students. It was great to see everyone back in the building. A lot of happy faces, some tears that have now been removed, I guess, but it's expected. Really a smooth opening, to say the least. It was extremely hot. Obviously, that first week back was sweltering. So I think when we recommend the calendar next year, don't be surprised that the first couple days might be half days again. We were close to sending our teachers home, but we survived. With that being said, I'm very much looking forward to a very successful school year. A lot of great programs. I thank the board for their efforts and, again, the community for their ongoing support.
Thank you, Dr. Zurillo. Next one, report of the board attorney general.
No report.
Okay, thanks, Amy.
You're welcome.
Okay, now I'm going to move to the approval of board minutes for August 30, 2023 special meeting minutes. May I please have a motion on that?
I make a motion for approval of the board minutes.
Second.
Is there any further discussions? If not, roll call please.
Yoon-min,
Yes?
Agnieszka Garcia,
Yes.
Sue Chung,
I wasn't there. I didn't
you can
participate.
Yep. Alan John,
Yes.
Kevin Lim,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Charlie Shin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are going to move to the committee appointments. Let's start with the finance, William Kim.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 through 7 and 9 through 16 with amendment for number 8. That amendment would be for the prorating of 4 months for England School Choice Transportation for the amount of $78,624 until we can further discuss options.
Second on that,
I second.
any discussions? Roll call please.
Yoon-min,
Yes?
Agnieszka Garcia,
Yes.
Sue Chung,
Yes.
Alan John,
Yes.
Kevin Lim,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Charlie Shin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next will be building and ground committee, Anthony Kim.
I need 2 items to make a motion to be approved. Car wash sponsored senior class. TJ's meeting schedule, except I believe April 9th, April 2024.
I second.
Any discussions? If not, roll call please.
Yoon-min,
Yes?
Agnieszka Garcia,
Yes.
Sue Chung,
Yes.
Alan John,
Yes.
Kevin Lim,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Charlie Shin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, personnel, Agnieszka Garcia.
I have 2 items on consent agenda for personnel. I make a motion for approval.
Second.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? If not, roll call please.
Yoon-min,
Yes?
Agnieszka Garcia,
Yes.
Sue Chung,
Yes.
Alan John,
Yes.
Kevin Lim,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Charlie Shin.
Yes.
Okay. Next one will be curriculum, Rebecca Lee.
There's one item on the consent agenda I would like you to get it approved. I second.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call please.
Yoon-min,
Yes?
Agnieszka Garcia,
Yes.
Sue Chung,
Yes.
Ellen John,
Yes.
Kevin Lim,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Charlie Shen.
Yes.
Thank you. Next one, negotiation. Kevin name?
We don't have any items for consent agenda.
Okay, thank you, Kevin, Mr. Lim. Okay, next one is policy, any Garcia.
No report.
Thank you. Next one would be, New Jersey, NJ School Board Liaison Alternate, Sue Zhang.
Don't have a report.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zhang. Okay, next one, County School Board Rep Alternate, Ms. Helen Chan.
I have no report.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chan. Next, school safety and security, Agnieszka Garcia.
Nothing to add other than what I already just said, it's just that the evacuation drills have been completed and we are compliant with New Jersey state law.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll go into old business. Dr. Surya.
I do have one item, as discussed last month, there were originally 2 groups who showed or expressed interest to visit our schools, the junior and senior high school specifically, and unfortunately, one group cannot make it, so we are down to one group that is still seeking, approval for visitation. Since we have a no visitor policy, I would ask that the board consider, the group to join us on October 23rd from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I did share with the board members, the, program and it was a world language program from South Korea. And they would be with us for 2 hours. Unfortunately, the, extent of their visit would be limited to probably, the cafeteria and the auditorium, because we do have testing in the building, and we cannot interfere with state testing. So I would ask the board to consider that, approval for visitation on October 23rd at 9 a.m.
So we are going to PSC.
That would be a new business. Yes,
Sorry,
that's okay.
okay. And new business.
Well, old business, I need a resolution, please,
Okay.
for the visit. Yes.
The school gave up, decided not to come.
One group decided they cannot make it, their schedule has changed.
Okay.
The other group is joining us, or would like to join us with your approval.
So the middle school cancels, the high school comes.
That is correct.
How many kids coming?
Yes,
It is approximately 120,
That many.
yeah,
Wow, big groups.
yeah,
just for your information,
yes.
that the school gave up, in August, they went the other school in United States, not our school, so they came in August.
Which
Why?
group, the first group or the
The
second?
Guam Middle School.
The one that canceled?
No,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the reason they canceled, so,
Yeah, they reached out to me in the summer. Unfortunately, we didn't have students in the building in August, nor did we have a building that was capable of receiving, students. We were under major construction. I could not open our buildings to any group, unfortunately, during that time.
actually, that's their, like, the summer vacation activity, while it was done, during the summer vacation, so we don't have any school, no start that time, so
Yeah.
there's nothing to do with us, just for your information.
Thank you. Any,
Can,
any motion or second and a roll call for the visitation on October 23rd?
can we make a motion on that?
I'd like to make a motion for, to approve for the South Korean high school to visit our school district on October 23rd.
Okay, second on that?
Second?
Helen, second.
Okay. Any discussion about it?
I'm just curious in terms of safety and,
Yes.
any COVID protocols, the numbers are inching up, so.
So we would obviously work with our local health department in the event she is concerned, on any visitors, they would advise us accordingly.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, any other discussion? If it's not, roll call please.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now,
New business.
new business.
Just one quick question on old business, we had discussed, the criteria, we're still in need of a student rep. And and, we had reached out, or Dr. Cirillo had reached out to NJSBA in terms of what the best criteria is. According to NJSBA, it should be elected by the students, given that the whole purpose of having the student rep is to have the students have a voice on the board. So, they're reaching out to, the principals, and there will be an election. I guess we'll work out the logistics, but there will be an election, and the students will be electing their own student reps, just FYI for the board.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia.
So,
New business?
New business, I do ask the board for one further resolution. October 24th, we are conducting the annual PSAT for all students in grades 10 and 11. I am asking for a delayed opening for students in grades 7, 8, 9, and 12 at the junior, senior high school. They will be following the delayed opening schedule, because we are assessing all 10th and 11th. The number of proctors, examiners, and bell schedule is much needed to be delayed for all other students, so I would ask the board to consider that.
Do we need a resolution on that?
Please.
I'll make a motion for a delayed opening on October 24th.
Second on that?
Second.
Any discussion about that? If not, roll call please.
Yunman,
Yes.
Iniesta Garcia,
Yes.
Sue Chung,
Yes.
Ellen John,
Yes.
Kevin Lim,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Charlie Shin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
thank you.
just for the record, appropriate information and guidance will be shared with families so they're aware of this change in our schedule. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then, can I please have a motion to open audience participation?
I make a motion to open to our audience for participation. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, can you please begin, remind in 3 minutes, and then, please tell your name and address. Yes, ma'am.
Mary Papota for 4 Glen Avenue. I have a question for, Agnieszka about if he have any, new security purpose for the school now that it's a new school year, in regard, security of entering the building and, if we still have the officer in the school, haven't heard about that. We still have that. And also I have a question not a question, I'm kind of concerned about the AC issue. I know, starting school year, it was no AC, something out of hand. It's not like we have control over that, but I consider it, there is considered health-wise, like emergency, because it was like a heat wave. We should not open the school for our student because it was like extremely considering hot. That they was recommended place to go to keep yourself cool. It was like really extremely hot. So I really liked, in the future, I know Dr. Cirillo mentioned there is no date for the fire to come. It's not in his hand, but I really feel if it's an emergency, why we should consider not a half-day school. Because half-day school, if we still have a health issue with heat wave, it should be a problem, and also even the staff member. It was like extremely hot, Valerie get home, she feel dizzy, it was like a very, I think it wasn't safety for them. I understand it was the first day and we wanna keep those schedule going on, but I really think that we should consider that for future. Hopefully we have a part to come, but if this is in that case, I really feel that. And I have another question regarding the test. If this is mandatory for the test for the 10th grader, because I know we mentioned in the past about taking those tests. This is a mandatory taking test or that's a choice from the parent?
I will answer after.
Anyone else?
Oh, I'm sorry. And regarding the bathroom, I know we fixed the bathroom and this, gymnasium that is, get fixed. But it's being seen like doing, we have students like stay for sport, like extra school, like doing volleyball and that. And I'm receiving a lot of complaints from the students that the bathroom is locked after school. So I think it should be open for them, if they need to use the bathroom during sport activity, they should be able to use it. at that time, because, you know, for them to hold or just run out and find a bathroom, it should be a little bit inconvenient for them, and also should not be like that. It should be open during a time that the students are in the building to you know, to have it open.
Anyone else?
Hi, Noemi Rivera, 512 Glen Avenue. I have a question about next meeting. Will we be seeing more personnel listed as a recommendation for employment for teachers, IEPs, paraprofessionals? I know that there's a shortage nationwide, but we have pre-K teachers without aides, and it's a safety issue.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Other one.
Right here.
Oh, yes.
Hi, my name is Karen Halleck, I'm at 54 West Edsel. I also have a question about the safety, and I also wanted to know about the aides, because there is, you know, it's not fair to the teacher, and it's not fair to the students for this teacher to have all these kids and be totally overwhelmed without having an aide. And when we first came to orientation, we were told that this one specific teacher would have an aide. The week came by, it never happened, and it was gonna be the following week, and it still hasn't happened. And my kid happens to be in that class, so it's very concerning to me that there's no aide. And I also have a few issues as far as safety in both ECC and at Lindbergh. Even to be honest, even at the high school, I wanted to know as far as bathrooms. I know you have bathrooms throughout the school. How were those bathrooms monitored? Because I know there was an issue where something happened in the bathroom, and it's astonishing to me that a video was recorded and this whole big thing brewed up, and no one heard, no one saw. It was able to be recorded and is distributed, and no one knew what was happening. So that's concerning to me, because if that were to happen to my child and they were in the bathroom and no one was able to protect them, it's crazy that no one heard it, no one saw anything that happened. And kind of the same situation at Lindbergh. The smaller children are let out to play during recess, and they are let out in this humongous playground. It's like the field or whatever. I don't think there's enough aides to watch the amount of children out there. There's stuff that happens that teachers do not see, the aides do not see. There's corners that the little kids go and you know, God knows what they do. But there's also been a situation where something happened that shouldn't have happened. Where were the teachers? Why is nobody watching? I mean, they don't have eyes behind their heads. It's not enough people to see what's going on, so that's very concerning, again, because my child is also at that school. And here at ECC, when we let the kids go in the morning, there's a numerous amount of parents back there, and I'm always wondering, I have to leave because I have to drop off my other child at another school, so I only have until a specific time, and then I have to leave because it's crazy here in the morning. I have to leave my 4-year-old here, and I don't even know who I'm leaving her with half the time. The aide may be outside, the aide may not be outside. My concern is, am I ever gonna get a call that my kid disappeared? Because all these parents are hanging out, and when they say everybody leave, it's just a swarm of people leaving at once. I think it's really easy to grab somebody's child and just walk right out, and no one would ever know. Nobody's watching, nobody's, you know, and then sometimes that gate is not even closed right away. Anybody could just walk in. The back door of the school is not closed immediately. Anybody can walk right in. It hasn't happened, but it can. So that's really concerning to me as well.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I had a lot to say.
Anyone else? Yes, yes.
Hi, my name is Patricia.
You can
Boven.
see.
My name is Patricia Boven. I live on Penn Henry Avenue. And to piggyback off of what Karen said, I'm very concerned about the safety in ECC, because yesterday during drop-off we were right on time, 8:10. There was a little girl crying. Normal, it's the beginning of the school, and I think because of her crying, another little girl started crying. She was crying hysterical. only the teacher's aide comes out, then all the kids start crying, it's trickling down, it's normal. The teacher's aide, in one hand has supplies, in the other hand has supplies, then is holding the two kids that are crying the most. And then there's a boatload of kids in the class. She's unable to grab the other kids. My son is acting a little nervous, so I'm holding him. She's trying to get all the kids inside. There's some kids in front of her, she's holding the two kids, then there's a few kids in back of her. Then there's a teacher, another class right next, to Mr. Soto's class outside.
We can't mention
Oh,
teachers or
sorry.
anyone by name.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She's asking for help because a few of her kids are on the floor crying, hysterical. Then she has a whole bunch of supplies on the floor, and she's asking for help. Then she's asking the security guard for help, and she was like, do you know who so-and-so is? And he was like, I don't know. And then she was like, I need help, and he was like, I don't know where they are. Then someone comes out, and she's like, oh, I'll help you with the supplies. The teacher's aide in my son's class is now going in. A few kids in the front, her holding supplies, and two kids, and holding one kid with one hand and then another kid with another. Kids in back of her. The kids shouldn't have been in back of her. All the kids should have been in front of her. I put my son down, I'm walking away at this point because we're supposed to leave. My son is just left at the door. The entire class goes in, the teacher goes in, and then the teacher's aide goes in, and then other classes are going in, and my son was left by the door, not knowing. And my son, he's 3 years old, and he is autistic. So I grabbed my son, and I walked him inside to his classroom. And there was no one there to even stop me. No one noticed that I was a parent, grabbing my son and walking him inside his classroom. That shouldn't have been. That's super unsafe, and it happened to my own son, who it can happen to anyone's child. And I understand that parents, we shouldn't be in the playground during drop-off, we should just drop off and go. But if I can be honest with each and every one of you, I'm not going to leave, because what happened with my son, seeing him there, confused, looking around, and he's 3 years old, he doesn't know any better, autistic or not. But he's 3 years old, plus autistic. How am I supposed to trust to dropping off my child and then leaving? Because I witnessed this right in front of me. And this was all in like a 15-20 minute span of the teacher's aide having issues, and then the class next to me having issues. She couldn't manage all the children. It's just completely unsafe.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, may I please have a motion to close audience participation? Can you answer each question?
I make a motion to close audience participation.
Okay, second? All in favor?
Aye.
I will do my very best, but I don't think I can answer all the questions. I can apologize first. I can tell you that these are all teachable moments, and I'm gonna take this first thing in the morning and work with our administration to ensure, number one, safety is always a priority, okay, across the board. I'm not gonna go in order. There was a lot of concern about safety at all 3 schools. I will address that with the administrators, with the supervisors, with the faculty and staff. But as far as security, yes, our 3 schools do remain to be guarded by our uniformed officers, as well as an SRO from the police department. We also have periodic walkthroughs from the Palisades Park Police. I received a call at 7 o'clock last night. Would it be okay to go tomorrow? They know they don't need my permission. These are not my schools. The police have access to our buildings. They should have access to our buildings, and periodically walk the schools, and should. And I'm gonna encourage they continue that. As far as the air conditioning, I can tell you wholeheartedly, I'm constantly working with my colleagues, with superintendents in and around the state, or more closely Bergen County. Many districts went with a half day on the first couple days of school because of the heat index. That's something we've done in the past. It's something I will do in the future. We were fortunate that we had half days for students. I spoke to our union president potentially about even faculty going home. If it falls under safety. If we deem the buildings to be unsafe, I'll close the school. We're not gonna take those chances. We, again, had half days in place, otherwise, I can guarantee to you it would have been a major inconvenience for families, but I would have went with that route as well for our students. As far as the PSAT, it is not mandatory. This is a college board assessment. It is highly encouraged that all in 10th and 11th grade students take the test, but it is not mandatory. Bathrooms, I will speak to our administration and athletic department about keeping that restroom open after hours. They need a facility. Legally, it requires a facility to be open. Clearly, it's our newest facility, we wanna take care of it. Doesn't mean you lock it. We need students to be able to use the restroom, so we will speak to them. As far as personnel and faculty, I know there weren't many resolutions, and that's actually a good thing in a sense of, we're fully staffed, but not by way of our teacher aides. There is a shortage. We have every teacher approved. There are no current vacancies to my recollection. I don't hope I didn't just jinx it, because I know how the revolving door is. Someone may resign tomorrow. But the reality is there is a need for teacher aides. We did outsource with an agency. I know that they are still recruiting people. People were collecting unemployment in the month of August. They did not fill out their paperwork in the month of July as instructed, or even June when we had our meeting, and they're clearly not ready to work today. Doesn't mean that we're not actively searching for more aides. I know tomorrow there's a back to school night. They've asked permission to set up a table, almost like a recruiting opportunity. And I encourage it. They're gonna have signs. I'm okay with it. We are welcoming any help we can get. Again, I'm not gonna diminish the safety piece. The biggest takeaway here tonight was there needs to be more vigilance, more security, more eyes and ears. No one should be stepping foot in our building. No parent unless they have a meeting. We have no visitor policy for a reason. That's trespassing as far as I'm concerned. But regardless, this is an opportunity to, number one, meet with our school safety committee personnel. Number two, meet with our police department. And if we need assistance from them at drop-off to clear what might be a fire risk, then that's what we do. But again, I'm grateful, even though it's not all positive information, I'm grateful that you're bringing these concerns here. I would ask that in the future, please, 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 if the meeting's happening 3 weeks from now, don't wait 3 weeks, it's not gonna get better. Go to the respective building principals immediately. Come to my office or call me. Fortunately, or unfortunately, a lot of these things happened in the last couple of days, and we're here tonight. We're not back until October 18th, I believe. Don't wait till that night. If it doesn't get better, please come back. I'm not trying to stop you from coming here, but we need to know about it immediately so we can address it. And I will promise you, there will be more eyes and ears starting tomorrow morning.
Dr. Zerman?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I just ask you to check tomorrow, because at Lindbergh, the double and triple parking is getting ridiculous.
Where? In the front of the building?
Yes, at pickup. A few days ago, there was what do you call it, the nursery, like the lawn care.
Yep.
They stopped it
Landscaper.
right in front of the main entrance,
Yep.
wouldn't move until their child came
Why
out
would
for,
police
what,
officer
20
do it?
minutes, 30 minutes?
I will call the police department and
Yeah,
make them
the
aware of
police
this.
officer should go around.
I will
It's
make them
really,
aware.
really, really bad, and kids are running out, they're driving, a lot of kids are like, oh my god, there's a car coming.
I will make the police more aware of this concern. No problem, thank you. I do need to go into closed session.
Okay. So, can we have a motion to close audience participation?
Well, we're closed
And
already.
we are going to close, this, audience participation. And, open, go into, closed session.
For the record, there is no formal action to be taken after closed session, so if you choose to go home and enjoy this spring-like weather, we will see you soon. If not, we probably need about 15 minutes or so. Have a motion to go.
Pero vámonos porque no van a hacer nada.
Can we have a motion
to
to
go
close?
into closed session? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.